Good day everyone, my name is Mr. Emil Viade and welcome to General Physics 1.
Our note for today is for us to solve measurement problems involving conversion of units, expression of measurements in scientific notation. Conversion of units! Imagine going into a store to buy some yarn, then this happens. I ask for the price of the yellow yarn. Okay, how about the red yarn? How much for the blue yarn? Why? Inches, why not use feet? Well, for the purple, how much? What the heck? Why do we have so many units? Jeez! It's because British imperial system was the prominent system back then, especially when the British had been colonizing parts of the world. Example of the units used during these times were inch, foot, yard, mile. Back then, if you were measuring length of a small object like a coin or a pencil, you could use inch. And for enormous lengths, such as distance between towns, your best bet is the mile. So the Brits thought of every unit for every size. The problem is, you had to memorize everything. Imagine these conversions. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. 63,360 inches is equal to 1 mile. 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Who has time to memorize these? It's crazy. Good thing times change. Things evolve. Systems improve. Now we have the metric system, which introduced the base unit such as meter, second, that was repeatedly used to avoid memorizing too many units. For varying sizes, the metric system utilized what we call prefixes. These prefixes are placed before the base unit. Let's say you want to measure the length of a pencil. You can use centimeter, but for lengths as far as your home to the mall, to save us the trouble of writing such a huge number in centimeter, we could use kilometer. Each prefix has its own symbol, a multiplier, and what's its equivalent in terms of the base unit. Note that these prefixes not only range from giga to nano, there are a lot more of these which reach up to 10 raised to 24, but for today, we're gonna stick to something simple. Notice that for the multiplier, most of the prefixes are a multiple of 3, which makes it easier. The International System of Units, which is the modern version of the metric system, introduced the base unit or SI unit. This SI unit serves as a standard for every quantity. We have meter for length and Kelvin for temperature. That means if you're measuring temperature, you will have to rely on using Kelvin. That is mostly true for the fields of science and medicine. The base unit, or the SI unit, is divided into two types. First, we have the fundamental units, namely mass, time, current, length, temperature, luminous intensity, and amount of substance. Each of the 7 fundamental units have their own symbol and SI unit. The derived units, which based on the name, are derived from the fundamental units. Examples of these are volume, energy, force. Aside from these 3, there are numerous derived units, especially in science. Just like the fundamental unit, these come with their own symbol. However, the unit is different. The unit for force is composed of 3 SI units, namely from mass, time, and length, kilogram meter per second squared, or what we call Newton. Now for an example, let's try 8.67 megameter into meters. Remember earlier, the last column found among the prefixes. We will use that in our conversion. So 1 megameter is equivalent to 1 times 10 raised to 6 meters. We will use this in our conversion factor, but in order to cancel megameter and change it to meter, we have to place the 1 megameter in the denominator. Perform the operations in your calculator and we get 8.67 times 10 raised to 6 meters. Another example, we have 2.54 meters into nanometers. Remember, first the equivalence of 1 nanometer to meter. Then place the correct denominator in the conversion factor in order to cancel the unit meter. Perform the operations in your calculator and we get 2.54 times 10 raised to the 11 nanometer. Lastly, we have 1.43 kilometers into millimeters. See the two prefixes? This means we need two equivalents. Now first for the kilometer. Since we start with that, and remember to place the correct denominator to cancel the unit kilometer. The same process goes for the millimeter. We finally get 1.43 times 10 raised to 6 millimeter. Activity time! Direction number 1. Write down your answers on a notepad in your computer or any scratch paper will do. Number 2. Convert the following units with complete solution. Number 3. Express your answers in 3 significant figures. If you want the complete solution, here you go!